Okay, we're going to talk today about how to do analytical dilutions. And the first thing, the way that I like to do them, is to do both by mass and by volume. So I add things by volume using pipettes, but then I also weigh them. And that, to me, gives a much more accurate way to dilute things than any other way. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a 10x first. So we'll stick our tube in there, tare it, so that way we have a 0 to start with. And so the first thing that we're going to do is add, for a 10x, if we want 15 mils total, we're going to add 1.5 milliliters of sample. So I'm going to do that by adding using a 1 mil pipette to add 2 aliquots of 0.75 mils. And then I'm just going to record that weight. It's 1.4871 grams. So now I'm going to add about 13.5 milliliters of diluent using using two squirts. And I'll just record that mass as well. So I got 14.9965, and so that should hopefully give me a dilution factor in the region of 10x. So 9 parts water and 1 part sample. Okay, so now let's make a 50x. Basically the same thing. We're going to add 0.3 mils of solution. So let me just adjust my pipette real quick. 0.3 mils of your sample. So that's your aliquot. Oh, I forgot to tare it. Make sure you tare it first. Okay, it's tared. Alright. So I got 0.3007 milliliters. And let's add still the diluent to bring the total to just about 15 mils. Just a little short there. Alright. 15.0731. Alright, so just right. And now, if we want to do a larger dilution factor, like if you're looking at something that's very concentrated, so like let's say we want to do 1000x, we'll just do the same thing where we put our tube in and then we tare it. And then, but instead of using your sample solution, which we have been using, we're actually going to use the 50x solution. And if we are already using a 50x dilution, then 1000x is only a further 20x dilution. So we're going to add 0.75 milliliters of our 50x solution. Make sure we tare our tube. Add our 0.75 milliliters and record that mass. 0.7419 grams, and then dilute it the rest of the way. And doing it by mass and by volume makes it pretty easy. You can just sort of like put in your headphones or whatever and drift off while you're thinking about, or while you're doing it by volume, because it's easy to squirt that much. You don't have to pay attention to, you just don't have to pay attention very much to making sure that you're squirting the exact right amount. And doing it by mass gives you a lot more accuracy than doing it by volume. So now I have my dilutions. And then I can type these guys into Excel, or my recorded volumes into Excel, and get an actual dilution factor, like a very accurate dilution factor.